So what if our ability to sit and think about other people, our ability to actually put ourselves in their shoes, our ability to think through what they actually want, what they actually might want, but also just feel and be connected to them when we're creating whatever we're creating was actually a superpower. So I was sitting here today and I was watching freaking Death Note. I was watching Death Note and I was rewatching it. I've already seen it. I'm sure a lot of you guys know it. It's just a little show. I'm not even going to break it down, but it's a little show. It's amazing. And in there was this one scene where they're breaking down something called the Shimigami Eyes, which is basically something where it's very complicated. It's a very complicated thing. And in the show, they break it down so simply. They break it down so freaking simply where it's like the Shimigami Eyes and you can hear they're kind of going over it back and forth like, oh, so that means this, that means this. Like, oh, they make it simple. They make it so freaking simple. It's kind of like they're just going over it and it's like even a kid couldn't understand it. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, this is freaking amazing because this is a show that they don't need to do that. They don't need to go back over it. They can make it sound like a super cool concept, but they actually just break it down so simply. So I was like, in the writer's room, whoever freaking made this show, they had to be like, I'm going to put myself in somebody's shoes to see if it feels super complicated. I'm going to see if it feels super freaking abstract, like nobody's going to understand it, or can a freaking 12-year-old understand it, can a 8-year-old understand it? And I think that's part of the reason why this show might have been so damn good, because I realized when I was first watching I didn't think about that, but now I'm thinking about it like it takes putting yourself in somebody else's shoes to be able to think about, is this actually going to make sense for them? Like, is this actually going to be something that helps them understand this, or is it just going to make it more complicated? So for ourselves, it just makes you think about the fact of, what if on YouTube we could do that too? Like what if on YouTube we could actually make people help them understand it by putting ourselves in their shoes, help them understand it by watching our own videos back and being like, does it actually make sense, or is this the most complicated thing ever? Because I think a lot of times we think like, okay, if we want to make YouTube videos, you got to be somebody that can just boom, like you're just going to talk, you're just going to ramble, do that stuff. But then you leave out the fact of it's like being in a conversation with somebody who's just rambling. You're not necessarily listening to them, or they're not really coming across to you as good as they can. Maybe they're making it super complicated, and then if you don't understand it, they get freaking upset. But what if we could actually be able to make it simple? What if we could actually use our ability to think about somebody else, our empathy, our understanding of somebody else, and use it on YouTube? And it was actually a freaking superpower. And it's a skill, whether you have it or you don't, that you can build. Like, hey, I want to think about this person on every time before I make a video. And all of a sudden you're able to do that better and better and better. But this is something that can go into that clarity, like with this freaking show. There's shows that we've watched that we know like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what the frick is going on here. I don't understand this. But then there's shows that we can watch, or TV movies even, where we'll be like, okay, all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I understand this. Like this makes so much freaking sense. This is just so simple. It's so amazing. But also it's just like connecting so well. That emotion that they're able to portray also goes into that. So this is just something I've been thinking about, because it's like empathy, understanding, being able to use that on freaking YouTube. How can we use that? I don't know if you guys thought about this. I don't know how you feel about this personally in your life. Like, do you feel like you have that level of understanding, being able to listen, being able to bring that stuff across differently than most people? Because most people are just going to go up there and talk, do whatever on YouTube and in freaking conversations. But this is something I thought was super interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know, your viewpoint on this. Let me know how you're trying to bring an understanding and a level of thinking about your audience, thinking about the person on the other side of the screen to your videos as a creator. I love you guys. Hope you have an amazing day, week. Peace.